Hi, everybody. What you're about to see is so unbelievable, I can hardly believe it myself. But it is completely true. And while scientists claim to be looking for signs of intelligent life, we will demonstrate in this video it's here. And it completely understands us. You be the judge. This all started several months ago. Scott out in California was photographing UAP sky objects, and I was hired to remote view his work. Links will periodically appear at upper right to reference those specific podcasts. My remote viewing said these orbs or UAPs or whatever they are had consciousness. That data got me thinking. As a practiced semi-trance channeler, I wondered if I could contact those orbs, and Scott and I collaborated on several experiments. In the previous one, we progressed from photographing them in open sky to inviting the orbs into a box, sitting in front of Scott's camera. Amazingly, they did enter the box, and precisely when they said they would.
Don't worry, we have found the box and are positioned inside now.
Oh, man.
Okay, now, here's, look at this.
I know, Don. It's so good, it's unbelievable. Actually, that's what I can't believe it.
I can hardly believe it myself.
That was jaw-dropping. Their actions in front of the camera were in perfect sync. They entered the box when I channeled the word now. Understand what's going on here. I'm in New Jersey, and Scott is photographing these experiments in California. Yet my channeling synchronized with the orb performance perfectly. It's hard to believe, but true. So this brings us to our latest experiment. This time, we're using two smaller boxes with numbers on the top. The idea is to channel the orbs and invite them into the first box, then the other in sequence. I recorded my channeling session vocal and synchronized it with Scott's California video. I also recorded my own video this time, so everything is synced together in the video you're seeing now. This entire experiment is presented in full at the end, so to save time, I'll just show highlights. To start, Scott called me to finalize the details. Let me play that segment for you, just to orient you what's going on. Then my orb channeling follows.
I've synced your call. Now,
Yep.
is your camera running?
Yep, camera's running. I'm right next to it with the phone, so we got the syncing mechanism in place.
Okay, excellent. All right, so then do you want to hang up and then I'll call you back when I'm done?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. All right, so I'll hang up then and give you a call back soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so closing my eyes, and I'd like to contact the orbs once again, those that have been working with us in our experiment.
Did you see that? Probably not, because the orbs move way too fast. Let me slow that part down.
Closing my eyes, and
the orbs began the experiment as soon as I started channeling. They entered box 1 in the first 3 seconds, as you can see from the timer at lower right. And then they entered the second box 4 seconds later.
I'd like to contact the orbs once again. Those that have...
Its first attempt only glancing the edge of the box, and then it corrected itself just 2 seconds later.
Have been working with us.
They completed the entire experiment in box 1 and 2 in sequence in less than 9 seconds. But I didn't know that. I'm in New Jersey. They did all that before I even finished announcing the details of the experiment out loud. That took me another minute. They are way ahead of my speaking. As a practiced channeler, I always focus in on the issues, like why were they in perfect sync in our previous experiment, and this time I was a minute behind. I have a theory. The form of channeling I do is called semi-trance. You're in half a trance and half awake. The channeling is done half duplex, meaning either I'm talking or they are, but not both at the same time. They were completely accurate last time when they were speaking through the channel. But this time I was speaking, in effect blocking their communication. So they had no opportunity to say they had completed the experiment when they did, and were forced to announce it later. I now believe human speech is too slow for their nature. It's much easier to just read your mind and do everything right away in their time frame. While we're thinking about all this, let's start assembling the details that we know about the orb so far. The fact that they can communicate with me through channeling and carry out suggestions on camera miles away indicates they are thinking intellects with telepathic ability. They read my mind and understood the goals of the experiment before I finished saying them out loud in my voice recorder. Also, I don't know where Scott lives, yet they somehow found him and performed our experiments in front of his camera. So that means they can locate and move to other thinking subjects while communicating with the channeler, me in this case, at the same time. In the previous experiment, they literally entered the box when I, 3,000 miles away, channeled their word now.
Look at this. I know, Don. It's so good. It's unbelievable. Actually, that's what I can't believe it.
Look at the speed involved. I presume we should call that the speed of thought. Additionally, through channeling, the orbs told me they cannot stand still. Their composition makes them jitter and move constantly. My spirit guide calls the orbs high energy beings. Since they followed my channeled directions to enter box 1, then 2 in that order, this indicates they have memory and can follow sequential instructions. Since they followed my directions into boxes, this implies they see and understand things in our environment. And now, with this experiment, we are starting to realize the orbs come in different sizes. This one, just below the box on the right, was the largest we observed, but it didn't participate in our experiments. Compare that with the size of the orbs you just saw in the 2-box experiment. I think the big one might be some sort of overseer or supervisor orb. It's just watching. The 2 orbs in the first experiment were clearly smaller and possibly move more precisely because of their size. The smallest one seemed the most accurate, while its larger brother missed the box the first time, glancing only its edge. This may hint at a steering or navigational issue associated with increased dimensional size. What I'm saying is, their jittering nature I mentioned earlier may become more pronounced with size. The fact that it corrected its mistake 3 seconds later, here, again confirms they are thinking beings. They wanted to get things right. Now, there were unusual things in this experiment too, like this double orb, which at first I thought was a butterfly, but 5 seconds later, a real butterfly appeared. So this was clearly not a butterfly. But it got me thinking. You need to be open to new possibilities when you study unusual phenomena. Were the orbs demonstrating a precognitive ability that we would be seeing a butterfly in the next few seconds? Given their demonstrated telepathic interactions with me, I have to consider them a life form with different skills. Think about that. As a final experiment, Scott in California added a third box, then indicated the box numbers 1, 2, and 3. Things get real interesting here. Let me just play this.
All right, I'm back. I got box 3 in the middle.
Okay. So let me hang up
Okay.
and I'll give you a call back.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So now a third box has been placed. Are you prepared to enter the third box? Period, new line. Yes, we are. And we're ready to proceed inside. Period. Your notions are correct. Here we go.
Again, this happened too fast, so let me slow things down.
Your notions are correct. Here we go.
This is unbelievable. Let me just step through this a frame at a time. A small orb appeared over box 3, the first target, at 8:20:58, while the supervisor orb looks down from above. That small orb vanishes in the very next frame. Let's advance the next few frames. The supervisor orb entered box 2 at 8:20:70. Then I channel their words, "Here we go."
Here we go.
My channeling of "Here we go" was less than 1 second after they began their maneuvers. That's pretty interesting synchronization, wouldn't you say? Now remember, I asked them to enter box 3 first. An orb hovered over it, then vanished in the next frame, 120th of a second later. Amazingly, that orb completed the objective. First they tell me they're entering it, then they do.
Period. Going inside now. Period. New line. Okay.
8 seconds after I channel, "I'm going inside now," they did. My orb channeling, conducted from the other side of the country, is like seconds accurate. This is amazing. Let me show you on the timeline.
Okay. Okay.
For our last experiment, the orbs wanted to know whether to go into box 1, 2, or 3. To make it a bit more challenging, I suggested they go into box 3 first, then box 1. Watch what happens.
Now, shall we go in box 1, 2, or 3 at your choice? Question mark. New line. Try box 3.
They read my mind and passed into box 3 before I finished saying,
Try box 3.
human speech is too slow for these beings. Reading my mind was easier. And then recall I told them to go into box 1 next, and to go slow enough to be seen. Just look at this.
And then box 1. Go slowly enough that we will be able to perceive them. Say when you are inside. Question mark. New line. I am proceeding in box 3 now. And box 1. Hold on. Later. Hold on. Later.
Okay, I am blown away. We have documented contact with aesthetically oriented, telepathic beings of light that can communicate with us. They speak to us interactively through semi-trance channeling. When they are speaking through the channeler, their timing is seconds accurate to their announcements. Like in these cases.
Look at this. I know, Don. It's so good. It's unbelievable. Actually, that's what I can't believe it.
Oh.
My channeling of Here We Go was less than 1 second after they began their maneuvers. For those interested in studying this experiment further, the entire uncut video will follow our brief review. Thank you for watching. Despite my own skepticism, I believe these results and my ability to channel these orbs speak for themselves. It kept getting slower and slower because I was getting into these details, looking at them in slow motion. That wasn't even enough. I had to start like single framing them to get explanation out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think the thing about this documentation and this experimentation that we're doing, for some reason, I'm not saying we're important, but somehow I think this is important on some level in the greater understanding of all this phenomena everyone's exploring now pretty freely,
Yeah.
in different ways, and the stuff that people post, there's no shortage of it anymore. But I just haven't seen this. I wasn't even interested in this.
I know. Neither was I. I don't know how we got pulled into this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wanting the people from Pleiades to come over to my house so I could get their UFO, and send me a telepathic message and heal me, my old worn down body. But here I am in these things that you cannot ignore these because they are something and they respond to us. They respond to human beings.
Yes.
They respond to external stimulation. We know it's sound and frequency, something along those lines. And what is the frequency of your brain, right? What are you putting out that, like, I wish we could measure that and understand what frequency are you projecting, because everyone talks about alpha state, all this stuff when people go in a deep trance, right? They can measure that, but I wish we could measure it like you can measure a radio frequency. Like, is the direction of what's coming from your brain pointed to California?
Yes.
It's pointed west.
One of the great scientists said something to the effect that the number of minds in the universe is 1. And if that's the case, we're already all hooked up.
Yeah. That actually would totally make sense if that's true. That would explain a lot. It really would.
Yes, that would solve all of the little issues that I listed in that thing. Let me share the screen here.
Good finds on that. I like your list that you put on, here's what we know, or here's what we observed.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time we've done that.
Here, check out my desktop while I look for that file. I was reading something about Voyager 1 was beyond the heliosphere and had no idea what that even meant. So I asked AI to create a photorealistic picture of what Voyager 1 is seeing right now. And AI was telling me that our sun was really just another star and wouldn't be distinctive. So I had it create a little pin dot there so that I could maintain my relationship with our solar system. Now you should be seeing our video here, right?
Yep.
Okay, now you should hear. Dot has been photographing.
Yep.
Got it?
Yep.
And now, with this experiment, we are starting to realize the orbs come in different sizes. This one, just below the box on the right, was the largest we observed, but it didn't participate in our experiments. Compare that with the size of the orbs you just saw in the 2-box experiment. I think the big one might be some sort of overseer or supervisor orb. It's just watching. The two orbs in the first experiment were clearly smaller.
Oh, I do have a comment
Yeah,
that occurred to me when that clip just went by.
yeah.
For a very long time, we have only been guessing at the size and speculating. I've seen them up to 6 feet in diameter and as small as like 6 inches.
I remember.
And I had based that on the camera observations when they beamed on my wall. I don't know what it is. I thought it was a beam of light, but now I'm thinking I think I understand that it was an orb. But and then I started noticing they came in different shapes and sizes. But now I'm thinking they size themselves for the occasion.
I get into that a little bit in the
Yeah,
video. Yeah.
yeah, because those pinprick ones I've never seen on the sky filming,
That was
nor do
like a
I.
grain of sand.
Yeah,
It's impossible to track except by hand.
those would be the size of a flea.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a flea on my camera because now it's very easy to discern the bugs compared to when we first started doing this.
Right. You give it samples of insects and flying birds and bees and everything.
Yeah.
That thing that flies across the screen later on in this video is not any of those.
That was a great connection you made to what the orb's doing. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to do this shape and make you think what it could be, but then the real thing's going to show up in the camera so you know what it is. I never made that connection when I was reviewing the footage myself.
See, as a channeler, I'm constantly asking, how does it work? And so I applied that thought process to what I was seeing on the screen, and very slowly the story that emerged. So
Yeah.
should I continue?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. I've synced your call. Now,
Yep.
is your camera running?
Yep, camera's running. I'm right next to it with the phone, so we got the syncing mechanism in place.
Okay, excellent.
Can
All
you
right, so
stop
then-
it right here, Don?
Yeah.
All right. I think there's an important piece of information, and maybe you insert this conversation we're having.
Okay.
The piece of equipment in the middle. I had a purpose for this REM pod. They're called REM pods. And anybody who does ghost hunting or watches the paranormal in general, the whole space, understands what this device is and what it does. It basically detects an electromagnetic field if you get
Okay.
close to it. All right.
Okay.
And it will alert you through sound and through light.
So it will actually beep or something?
Yes. It's on every ghost show on the planet, right? Every YouTube ghost show channel, the famous ones that are on Discovery. This is a primary device that anyone who goes ghost hunting is going to take with them. I wanted to make sure these weren't the ghost orbs that people commonly see on
Yes.
ghost shows and are filmed. They're
Good
caught on
point.
infrared cameras. They're caught on infrared cameras all the time, but they move much slower. The movements are nothing like these things we're documenting. And as close as those orbs got, based on what I've seen on ghost shows, something should have set this device off if they fell into that sort of paranormal category. For lack of a
Excellent
better-
point.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yes.
Yeah, it never went off during the experiment. And I've always had an EMF detector, the tri-field meter, they're called. I always have that one with me every time I'm filming.
So is this like a little handheld device, or is it more like a desktop thing?
You leave it stationary.
Okay.
If you carry it around with you, you'll actually set it off because it'll detect your body.
Okay,
So
I see.
What you can't be, if you get within about a foot of it, you'll set it off. A human being will set it off.
Okay. All right. Very good point. Yes. All right.
Those that have been working with us in our experiment,
Did you see that? Probably not, because the orbs move way too fast. Let me slow that part down.
closing my eyes, and
The orbs began the experiment as soon as I started channeling. They entered box 1 in the first 3 seconds, as you can see from the timer at lower right. Isn't that amazing?
I'll just say yes. What else do you say?
I know. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
me,
as you can see from the timer at lower right. And then they entered the second box 4 seconds later.
like to contact the orbs once again. Those that have
Its first attempt only glancing the edge of the box, and then it corrected itself just 2 seconds later.
been working with us.
They completed the entire experiment in box 1 and 2 in sequence in less than 9 seconds.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
I know. I didn't even make that connection. That's what I mean by the work you put in on this makes it even more compelling, right? The documentation discovery. I'm not sure it's a discovery, but
Just understanding that it glanced the box and then the same size orb centered itself 2 seconds later,
yeah.
correcting its mistake.
I would have never made that connection reading through your transcript, the time. I would have been like, oh, that's what it's trying to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for the viewers that are watching this, I should explain that at this point, I am trying to go on and on to explain to the orbs, and they're being very patient with me because they've already completed the experiment totally. They've read my mind, understood the goals, and they've gone through both boxes exactly in the order that I've said. You know, when I play this in slow motion, I get a sense of what they're dealing with. Okay, it's just so slow compared to what they do.
Yes. The tortoise and the hare.
They completed the entire experiment in box 1 and 2 in sequence in less than 9 seconds. But I didn't know that. I'm in New Jersey. They did all that before I even finished announcing the details of the experiment out loud. That took me another minute. They are way ahead of my speaking.
I have a comment here, and that is I think they wanted to show us that they have a little bit of precognition and telepathy that is fast. That was the
Yes.
point. They are showing us that they can read my mind, they can perform these things quickly, and I'm kind of slow in comparison.
Yeah. And we've had the precognitive conversation before. This seems to be confirmation that that is a possibility for sure.
Yes. All right, let's continue here.
And now, with this experiment, we are starting to realize the orbs come in different sizes. This one, just below the box on the right, was the largest we observed, but it didn't participate in our experiments. Compare that with the size of the orbs you just saw in the 2-box experiment. I think the big one might be some sort of overseer or supervisor orb. It's just watching.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Well, you were the one that mentioned it first, I think.
No, that was you. Oh, I know what I mentioned. I thought this recurring subtle light outside box 1, it was sort of elongated.
Oh,
I was
yes.
thinking that was your psychic projection, right? Or
Okay.
some light being or something. I thought, is that helping? But the one I thought the most is about your psychic projection being on the patio somehow.
Okay.
That's what my intuition was telling me it could be as a number one choice.
When I channeled the orbs, they were saying that they took a piece of my mind with them so that they could interpret things like numbers on the boxes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that sort of connects to what I was thinking it was, which was you.
Yeah. You're not the only one that has mentioned this. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of think like that going on.
Yeah. I've never seen light like that repeatedly and subtle and throughout. And it was there throughout, coming in, coming out, and like it just didn't make sense to me based on everything I had captured before. So I had to sort of stretch my imagination and go, well, what could this be?
So let me just say for the viewers watching this, if you watch the entire experiment, the entire video is going to be at the end, you will see flickering light on the left side.
Yeah.
And there was no way that I could track that or even discuss that. It was too ephemeral. If you watch that, you'll see what we are talking about.
Yeah, we offer no explanations on that one. Just guesses.
All right, let's proceed here.
Okay, so now a third box has been placed. Are you prepared to enter the third box? Buried new line. Yes, we are. And we're ready to proceed inside. Period. Your notions are correct. Here we go.
Again, this happened too fast, so let me slow things down.
Your notions are correct. Here we go.
This is unbelievable. Let me just step through this a frame at a time. A small orb appeared over box 3, the first target, at 8:20:58, while the supervisor orb looks down from above. That small orb vanishes in the very next frame. Let's advance the next few frames. The supervisor orb entered box 2 at 8:20:70. Then I channel their words, "Here we go."
Here we go.
My channeling of "Here we go" was less than 1 second after they began their maneuvers. That's pretty interesting synchronization, wouldn't you say? That is amazing.
I know. How do you even explain that to somebody other than just putting it up on camera like this? I mean, I couldn't explain this to any of my buddies or anything.
You need to have video editing skills to do this kind of analysis.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you need the fast frame rate camera that you've got.
Yeah.
Shooting this stuff on a cell phone just simply would not work. They're way too fast for that.
No, you're absolutely correct.
Scott, do you know what the name of your camera is? Can you just say,
Yeah. It's a Panasonic Lumix G7.
Okay.
Full spectrum mirrorless camera. The full spectrum mirrorless part you have to get done at a photography shop. It's like a custom
enhancement.
Yes. You can't buy it off the shelf. You have to buy it and then send it to a photography shop to have it put that way.
Wow. Okay, let's continue here. Thank you for watching. Despite my own skepticism, I believe these results and my ability to channel these orbs speak for themselves.
Yeah. This is this is worth somebody spending some time on if anybody's serious about this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, which makes me think, on your comments, is there a way you can put a comment under this to have people chip in with ideas or other people they know or whatever? Like, because you've seen how hard I've tried to connect with other people who might have some information on these things, with the emails that I've sent, and no one's responding. But you, me, the David, and John and Lindsay are the only people I know who have dealt with this stuff and are willing to discuss it to any degree to share their insights or thoughts or whatever on.
The people that have commented already on this video tend to be remote viewing people that know me.
Okay.
And I like their comments.
Okay.
They're good, but
does it help you gain any more understanding into this line of exploration?
That's what your comment is all about, is we are looking for additional information.
Yes.
It's not just about us throwing a pie at you and there it is. It's like, here's what we have. Do you have anything? Can you contribute to this? So, these comments can go into this video, Scott. So maybe this is our way of asking for collaboration.
Yeah, I would just like to know what other people think and what they know, what they've experienced, specific to this phenomena, right?
Yes.
Specific to this phenomena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott.
All right. I'm excited. I got some new detection equipment out here. This is going to be awesome.
Oh, excellent.
So,
Okay. So is this then the 2-box experiment, or what's the setup today?
it's a 2-box experiment. I have I use the cycle numbers. They're pointed up. Do you want them anywhere other than up, on top of the box, toward the sky?
That's fine for now. I guess we're, sort of like feeling our way through all of this. So,
Yeah.
That's as good as anything else. So, okay. So just to review, I've synced your call. Now,
Yep.
is your camera running?
Yep, camera's running. I'm right next to it with the phone, so we got the syncing mechanism in place.
Okay, excellent. All right, so then do you want to hang up and then I'll call you back when I'm done?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. All right, so I'll hang up then and give you a call back soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so closing my eyes, and I'd like to contact the Orbs once again, those that have been working with us in our experiments, and thank you so much for your involvement in the past. Period. I understand there are two boxes now in Scott's area in front of his camera. We'd like you to proceed to that area, and I will listen for your thoughts. Dawn, I perceive your mind clear, and we are proceeding immediately. Yes, period. Don't fret, as we have overcome fear in the past with you, and that makes a difference. Period. Now, as for today's experiment, what shall I do for you? Period. New line. There should be 2 boxes with numbers on the top. Period. Can you identify those 2 boxes and the 2 numbers? Period. Back to you. Period. New line. I see them and completely understand their nature. Yes. Period. A 1 and 2 on top. Yes. Period. New line. Okay. Why don't you go into a single box without sliding into the other one? Just go into one and then tell me when you are ready or you have done so. Period. Back to you. Period. New line. Don't worry. Things are smooth this time. Period. I feel congenial is the word I shall choose. Period. Your mind gathers our notions effectively. Period. Don't be fooled. We are proceeding in the box now. Period. Now what would you like us to do? Period. Okay, so you should have gone through just one box and have moved slightly away so that we can verify your entry into a single box. Period. For the next experiment, can you proceed into the other box? And again, let me know when you have done so. Period. Back to you. Period. New line. Okay, I am proceeding in the box now. Yes. Period. Good job. Period. Now, for your next experiment, shall we go through both boxes? Period. New line. Is that possible? I suppose so. If you say you can do it, then go ahead. Period. Back to you. Period. New line. I am proceeding into the first box and then into the second one now. Period. That makes a complete trip through them both. Yes. Period. New line. Okay. I guess that completes this stage of the experiment. Should I ask Scott to involve an additional box? Period. New line. He may not be prepared for that. You can ask him. Period. New line. Okay. So let me call him back. Hey, Scott. Call. Recent. Call him back.
Okay. What you?
All right. So they've gone through one and then the other, and then they actually said they went through them both as a third experiment. Now, did you want to do a third box? I'm not even sure you're prepared for that, but I thought I would ask.
I can go grab a third box out of the garage real quick. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll hang on the line.
Okay. I'll leave you by the phone in case anything comes up. That way we get it on recording.
Okay, fine. Your mind adapts well, period. We are thinking ahead now, planning, period. Your notions are correct, period. We can identify the third box easily now, period. New line. Okay, sounds good. Period. He wants to say one other thing, period. Your mind adapts so well. Correction. Succinctly, period. New line. Okay, thank you very much, period. I hear your thoughts clearly as well. Period. New line.
All right, I'm back. I got box 3 in the middle.
Okay. So let me hang up and I'll give you a call back.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so now a third box has been placed. Are you prepared to enter the third box? Period. New line. Yes, we are. And we're ready to proceed inside. Period. Your notions are correct. Here we go. Period. Going inside now. Period. New line. Okay. As another experiment, do you understand the numbers that are on the boxes? They would be numbers 1, 2, and 3, I presume. Period. New line. We see them and identify them. Yes. Period. But we don't understand their nature. comma, their value, period. Can you help us with that? Period, new line. If he's using the symbols we used the last time, there would be a 1 symbol, which would be just mostly like a straight line and maybe a tick at the top and a flat line at the bottom. Or it could be a 2, which would have a curvy sort of appearance and a flat line at the bottom. And the 3 would be 2 open curves that are joined. Period. Does that make sense to you? Question mark, new line. I perceive your mind clearly and makes sense to us now. Period. Shall we go in box 1, 2, or 3 at your choice? Question mark, new line. Try box 3 and then box 1. Go slowly enough that we will be able to perceive them. Say when you are inside. Question mark, new line. I am proceeding in box 3 now, and box 1, hold on, later, at this moment, yes, now, period. Okay. I think that's all for today, and thank you very much for your involvement. I appreciate this very much. Period. Thank you, and back to you. Period. No line. Okay. I think that concludes the experiment. Let's call Scott.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, all right.
I'll get it.
Wrap it up.
Yep.
And, let me know if you have anything there.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and export the